You know that moment when the door finally clicks shut behind you and the world's noise just stops? No one's asking you for anything, no one's filling the air with endless chatter, no phone notifications demanding your attention. It's just you, a familiar quiet, and that feeling like the air is finally clear enough to breathe. For most people, that's emptiness. For you, it's oxygen. If you're an INFJ, you already understand this. Solitude isn't something you endure. It's where you come alive. You've probably been misunderstood your whole life. People have called you too quiet, too deep, too sensitive. They've wondered why you disappear for days after being social, or why your smile sometimes hides something unspoken. But the truth is, you're not avoiding the world. You're preserving your energy, your clarity, and your soul. Today, I want to walk with you through 12 INFJ traits. Not the generic list you've read a dozen times before, but the ones that define the way you think, feel, and navigate the world. These are the traits that make you rare, the ones that, once you see them clearly, will help you understand why protecting them is not selfish, it's survival. 1. Self-sufficiency, the INFJ inner fortress. Being an INFJ means you learned early that the world wouldn't always understand you, so you built yourself to withstand that reality. Maybe as a child you found comfort in creating your own inner world, reading books for hours, inventing stories, or simply sitting alone in thought. You weren't avoiding people. You just felt more yourself when you were alone. Self-sufficiency for you isn't coldness or pride. It is not about rejecting connection. It is about having an inner foundation so solid that you do not crumble when people walk away. You don't make decisions out of desperation for approval, and you don't need constant reassurance to feel secure. When life throws you a challenge, you don't wait for someone else to rescue you. You start figuring things out yourself. And the beauty of this INFJ self-sufficiency is that it makes your relationships purer. You don't cling to people because you need them to complete you. You choose to be with them because you value them. That's rare, and it's powerful. 2. Heightened creativity, where INFJ ideas are born. The INFJ mind is never still. Even in silence, there's movement. Ideas weaving together, half-formed visions evolving into something solid, moments of inspiration appearing out of nowhere. You might be sitting at a cafe, watching people pass by, and suddenly a full scene plays out in your imagination. You might be walking home in the rain and find yourself solving a problem you didn't even realize was bothering you. Your creativity doesn't always look like traditional art. Sometimes it's in the way you solve a problem no one else can figure out, or in how you connect unrelated concepts into a breakthrough idea. Solitude is where this creativity flourishes. Without other people's voices filling the space, your own ideas have room to breathe and grow. And if you've ever had someone ask, "How did you even think of that?" That's your INFJ mind at work. 3. Deep self-awareness, the INFJ mirror. While many people spend their lives avoiding self-reflection, INFJs live in it. You have an ongoing dialogue with yourself about who you are, what you value, and why you make the choices you do. You notice your patterns, your strengths, and your flaws, and you take them seriously. Sometimes this level of self-awareness is heavy. It means confronting your mistakes and accepting the truths you rather ignore. But it also means you live intentionally. You don't drift into a life that doesn't suit you because you've learned to recognize when something is off. You correct your course before it's too late. And that's a rare kind of wisdom. 4. Empathy, the INFJ superpower. If there's one trait that defines INFJs, it's empathy. You don't just notice other people's emotions. You feel them, sometimes more deeply than the person experiencing them. You can walk into a room and sense if something is wrong without a word being spoken. You can listen to someone talk about their day and catch the subtle shifts in tone that reveal what they were not saying. This is why people open up to you, sometimes almost instantly. They can feel that you're not just listening to respond, you're listening to understand. But empathy without boundaries can leave you drained. Part of growing into your INFJ power is learning when to carry someone else's feelings and when to let them go. 5. Perspective, the INFJ wide lens. Where others get caught in the urgency of the moment, you step back and see the bigger picture. You connect dots others don't see. You can see not just what's happening now, but where it might lead. This perspective makes you an anchor for people who are caught in chaos. You can help them see their situation clearly when they reach too close to it to think straight. But it can also be frustrating when you see the bigger truth and others refuse to look beyond the surface. Still, you hold that wide lens because it's part of who you are. 6. Resilience, quiet strength. Your resilience isn't loud or flashy. You don't make big speeches about how strong you are. You simply get up, again and again, no matter how many times life knocks you down. You faced storms that no one else even knew about and rebuilt yourself in silence. You bend, but you don't break. You adapt without losing yourself. And while you may not always feel strong in the moment, you carry a kind of endurance that's rare in a world obsessed with instant results. 7. Intellectual curiosity, the INFJ rabbit hole. When something sparks your interest, you don't just skim the surface. You dive in. You want to know the history, the mechanics, the meaning behind it. You'll follow threads of information late into the night because your mind can rest until it understands. Your curiosity isn't about collecting trivia. It's about collecting meaning. And because you connect knowledge from one area to another, you often find solutions or insights that others miss entirely. 8. Mindfulness, living in the present. For all your big-picture thinking, INFJs have an incredible ability to notice and savor the present moment. You catch the way light filters through a curtain. You notice the way someone's eyes change when they smile for real. You hear layers in music that other people miss. Mindfulness isn't something you practice because it's trendy. It's something that happens naturally when you in your own space, moving at your own pace. It's part of why solitude feels so nourishing for you. 9. Selective social energy, quality over quantity. You don't want to be everywhere with everyone. You want to be with the right people in the right spaces. For you, connection is about depth, not numbers. You'd rather spend hours in a deep conversation than hop from group to group making small talk. This selectiveness protects your energy and makes your relationships more meaningful. It's not about being antisocial, it's about being intentional. 10. Empowered independence, the INFJ way of moving. You move quietly but deliberately toward what matters to you. You don't wait for permission to pursue your goals. You're not loud about your plans, but you're steady in bringing them to life. People might mistake this for isolation, but it's really just the INFJ way, following your own compass, trusting your instincts, and refusing to dilute your vision to fit in. 11. Emotional regulation, calm in the chaos. Your emotions run deep, but you've learned how to feel them without letting them control you. In moments of crisis, you can stay grounded enough to think clearly. This is why people turn to you when they overwhelmed. You able to hold space for their feelings while still offering clarity and perspective. 12. Authentic fulfillment, the INFJ reward. Perhaps the rarest INFJ trait of all is your ability to find joy and meaning without needing outside validation. You don't measure success by applause or approval. You measure it by whether your life aligns with your values. That's why, even if the world doesn't fully understand you, you can live with a sense of peace. You know who you are, and that's enough. Being an INFJ means carrying both the beauty and the burden of depth. It means walking through the world with layers most people will never see, and protecting them fiercely. Your solitude is not a weakness. It's your sanctuary. Your empathy is not a liability. It's your bridge to others. And your perspective is not overthinking. It's your compass. The world will always be noisy, but you're quiet. That's where your power lives. Protect it, honor it, and never apologize for it.